Who is it?
Hey,
Vinny!
dude, are you there?
Hey, what's
Yeah,
up,
I'm
my
here,
brother?
man.
How are you,
Dude, I
man?
don't have a scary story, man.
I was like, I'm gonna have pretty much a heart attack. I'm like having a heart attack, but I can't scream or anything. Basically, laying on the floor, panicking.
Oh!
No, you weren't. You weren't.
Oh!
You built the place. I haven't seen the Hopi in thousands of years. Don't make fun of my people. Period.
Sorry,
I'll pull out
grandfather.
your ass and cut you up into little bitty bits.
Facebook page down because people said Richie from Boston's gay. He's gay. I'm gay. I'm a gay man.
And I mean, yeah, I mean, you can prosecute me for that if you'd like. That's
No,
fine.
it's not why I'm doing that. I'm just
Well,
saying there's a lot
But
of...
that is what you did.
Bigelow started buying websites, including one in British Columbia, Canada. So all of a sudden, this kind of triggered Brian Vike.
Welcome back to Third Phase of Moon. Blake Cousins here. We've got a special report for you. We've got a few UFO videos that we want to share with you.
Welcome back, everybody. Blake Cousins, along with Orlando Smith and Brent Cousins, we're going to be going over incredible imagery.
Third phase of moon. Third phase of moon.
10, 9, ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff.
You were either in or you were either out, brother.
But the cream will rise to the top. Oh yeah.
All right. Welcome to Goof On, everybody. I'm your host, Rich Giordano. It is Thursday, June 13th, 2024. And glad you could be here. It's a pleasure. Pleasure. It's all mine. So tonight, we're just going to enjoy talking about UFOs in a more positive manner. Yeah, everything tonight is believable. No hoaxes. Nobody's trying to lie. Nobody's faking. A positive show? Could it be? It's going to be all positive all night. What a great show. We got a lot of sightings to go over. I've got a few unbelievable, very real UFOs to show you, and I'm very, very excited about that. One thing I am extremely excited about is talking about the volcanoes and UFOs. What are they doing? Why do they go in there? What's there to see? It's all lava. I don't get you. I don't understand you. What are you doing, UFO? Why are you going in the hot lava? Why? What's there, hot lava? What's there? We're going to talk about that. We got a little Gary P. Nolan to make fun of again. And hold on. Jurassic erased that. I didn't say it. Tonight, let's go backwards. Nolan, yes. We're going to look at Gary Nolan tonight because he says some incredible things that are so positive and uplifting. He is magical. He is magical. Gary P. Nolan. And the P is for Professor. All positive all night. We're going to try it out. It's hard. This is hard. We're going to keep, don't you lose focus. Got to talk to myself. I got a devil on this one. I got an angel on this one. And I got the schmuck in the middle. Let's do a little roll call. Shall we? Sammo! Sammo! He's dead. He's dead too? What happened? Glenn, oh, Jeanette, it jumped to you. Jeanette, welcome to the show. Kelly Lewis is here. Look at it's right there. Oh, that was God. That felt good. Got to shave all this. Sorry, I'm not dyeing it. Welcome to the show, Kelly. Glenn Collins, welcome to the show. The big band man is back. Tacey Hale, only up to 105 I see right now. Oh. I see there was an accident on 51st Avenue. West of Beardsley. Not the best part of town. All right, who else is here? David Wilcox? Not Wilcox. It was hard to pull away from that. From what? Marcel Goofonian Metalhead. Welcome to the show. Paula Faust. Welcome to the show. Apostate Prostate. Welcome to the show. You're never ever late. It's the prostate that keeps you on time. It's Moody Mongol, everybody. Moody Mongol, welcome to the show. FAP. Oi, oi, oi. He's right here. Welcome to the show. V-Man, there is no other V-Man. Welcome to the show. Tony is the only T in the house. Whoops, sorry. Tacey Hale has a T too. Welcome to the show. 2 T's are better than 1. Well, that worked out nicely. What's that? It's a Rusty Gruner. What do you say there, RG? Welcome to the show. Derek Faulkner. The LKs are back in the LK of Faulkner. To the show. Alien Boog. What do you say there, AB? Dark Hour. Paranormal. He's here. Okay. All right. All right. Jesus, you guys are silly. I said silly. I didn't say anything mean. Jeez, you guys. Sounded like they had a lot to drink. Oh. All right, let's get started. I had to try out those stupid things. Hey, the Alfie Joe Bob is here. Shh. There's no better way than here. Who's this guy? Who's this person? Is that Stavros Stavro? Better be. We have a lot of imposters. But you are the real deal. Good to see you. It's been a minute. Hey, what's up, Mr. McIntyre? Nice to see you. Welcome. And if I didn't say your name, it doesn't mean I don't love you, Mr. Catfish 2100. It just means we got a lot of show to do. Welcome to the show. So let's get moving, shall we? So today, I went around the internet and I had a very good time because I saw a lot of things going on in the ufological world. You want to know what I saw? Sightings. A lot of them. Now, we are very skeptical when it comes to sightings, are we? Yes. Why? Because people do what? They lie. That's right. And what else do? cheat, and steal. Boy, you guys got it down. That is right. People lie, cheat, and steal in this field. Why? No, not because of egos. Why? No, I like narcissism. That's a good one. But really, what is it? Why do they do it? Because they're losers. I'm sorry. I'm so used to doing a negative show. Let me rewind it. Jurassic Rewind. All right, so let's start that over. I'm going to show you a sighting here. And you're going to tell me real or hoax. New game. This is a difficult one, though, because this video that I'm about to show you, seemingly filmed in Mexico, depicts what appears to be a creature attacking someone on a desolate road. The creature doesn't reside. What's that? Okay. All right, we'll get back to that. I'm sorry, it has to be a UFO sighting, I'm being told. Okay, all right. I thought the creature was a good thing. Okay, all right. A UFO seen in the skies of the United States. Is that better now instead of going crypto? Crypto. A UFO seen in the sky of the United States. How does that grab you? Now, I'm going to tell you where it came from, and you're going to be skeptical. But don't be, because this is real. Remember, more positive tonight. We're going to see if the algorithm, if the algorithm understands positiveness over negativity. Maybe that's my problem. Maybe I'm just too negative. Maybe I'm too cynical. Maybe, just maybe, I've been screwed over too many times and I don't believe shit. Oh, sorry. Damn it. Backwards. Okay, here we go. UFO in the United States of Mexico. Go. All right, what do you think? Oh, it's a blimp? The experts are out already. It's a blimp. Yeah, it's a blimp. Is this the one from 4 years ago? Please tell me it is.
I am leaving.
Oh my God. This is the one from 4 years ago. Oh, or is it?
Eso no es yo digo que sí es
Wait.
algo, ¿no?
Isn't this the one from the Monday Night Football? Yes. New York license plate. Can you believe these fuckers? Look, let me show you. Screw the positive. This is why I'm negative all the time. Look. Go back, will ya? Oh, your sister's got no nips. Come on with this. It comes from World News X, the news secure team. And look, they put in French. This has got to be the one from 4 years ago. Yep, it is. Third Phase of Moon broke this story when it came out, and then it was debunked hours later. That's from a Monday Night Football game. This is the blimp. And look what World News X did. They put it out as new. Well, actually, they didn't. It's deceiving. They want you to believe, look, it says a UFO seen in the skies. Like, how many skies are there in the world? There's one sky. Can we stop making them plural? A UFO seen in the sky over the United States. A UFO seen in the sky of the United States. There you go. World News X. We got a few of those tonight. Now you know why I don't have a positive view. Because they're trying to make a known blimp into a UFO sighting. What a great way to start shit. See, that's positive, though. I turned a negative into a positive. So, why? Because I just shown you with proof that World News X is a lying sack of poop, and that's positive. See? You guys think it's a real UFO or blimp? I'm sorry. Let me try this over. I got a little sidetracked. I'm so used to doing things one way. Let me be positive. Be positive. Changing my blood type from O negative to B positive. Go. Feel the flow of the bee. Flow of the bee. I killed a bee today. Got in the house. It was a yellow jacket. Shh. Positive. All right, here we go. Hey. I got one for you. Dr. Colm Kelleher, you know Colm, said, be weary of the blue orbs. The experts are out. Be weary of the blue orbs. But what about the orange ones? I can't do it anymore. It hurts. It just hurts. What about the orange ones, he says? And it blinks a few times as well. Pretty interesting. Reminds me of the January 29th Sydney, Australia orbs. Single and multiple bright orange orbs were seen flying over the city, and they were seen to disappear in the vicinity of the Blue Mountains. Gee, that's amazing. That sounds like Chinese lampoons to me. Let's take a look at this Colm Kelleher sighting. Can you believe this? You're going to love it. It is one of the best dots you'll never see. Check this out. Positive. Yay, look at that. Woo-wee! I love me dots over skin. Well, it's not skin. Well, I love me dots. This better be good. This thing better whistle. Go. Ooh, it looks just like a drone. Oh, turn it back on. There it is. Oopsie. Oh, there it is again. Do it again. I bet you can't make it flash faster. You know why? Because you can only go so fast with the drone light. That's why it will never flash faster than that. That's a drone. I don't care what anybody tells me. That is... And also when it got down here, it kind of looked like it had like a drone. Look, I have a drone, and when you turn the light on, and I'm going to prove this tomorrow, I'm going to go droning at night. I'm going to turn on the landing light. I'm not even going to put a light on it. I'm going to have it go out a couple 100 feet. I'm going to record it, and I'm going to show you the same exact thing. And if I can't do it, then I got to put a light on top of the drone. So I'll bring a very small but illuminative flashlight. 1,000,000 lumens. Lemons? What are they called? Lubins? Whatever. There you go. Ooh-wee. That is almost like a pixel. It's just a pixel floating around. I actually see a square instead of a dot. Boop. Oh, there it is. And look. Let me show you something why I know it's a drone. With a light, the landing light, or whatever. Every time the light turns off and then back on, the drone doesn't move. You know why? Because he can't control it at the same time. Can't turn the light on and off. You gotta stop, gotta release the joystick, and you gotta hit the button on the screen, however you do it. On yours, I don't know. Mine, I set it up so I just pull the left, like a joystick. I push the button on the right or the left, and it turns it on and off. So that's why this light isn't moving when it's on and off, because the guy can't do it. Watch. So it'll come to a stop. Well, let me turn the light off here while I stop. Watch. It won't move. Still move. It stops. And look where it stopped. Right between the trees. Isn't that nice? Did that on purpose. He did it on purpose. Right between the ferns, Mike. And it's going to go. Watch. Let's see if it stops between two other ferns. Maybe here. Ooh. Isn't that amazing? Oh, there it is. You can still see it. Turn back on. Boop. Same place. Right between the opening of the vagine. Right there. Right? The shape of the vagine. I bet you it comes over here and it does it over in this vagine. No, it won't. It's a heterosexual light. It likes pine tree vagines. There it goes. Go ahead. Get out of here, you drone light, ya. All right, let's go to the next one. Tonight's all sightings. Just get over it. We're going to do all sightings. I cannot wait to talk about Gary P. Nolan. He makes me smile. Like I'm retarded, but he makes me smile. All right. Oh. Simpsons do it again. Every time I see one of these videos, I'm playing it. Don't care. These predictions frighten me. Scare me. Horrific. Hold on, I can't play that music. Oh, look at you. Oh, look, storming Area 51. Come on. How did they know? How did they know the bridge collapse? In the same place. Same city. How did they know? How? This one trips me out. I don't get it. I know there's outfits out there, but the beads, the haircut, the whole thing. Are you kidding me? Flowers, red flowers. Jiminy Glick. It's nuts. Simpsons knocked over another bridge. See? Amazing. How do they know? How do they do it? See? Lisa knew. And then there was one of Trump, too, where I saw one where Trump was in a casket and was being shown off to the world that he was really dead. You know, they took him down Main Street or whatever. You know, like they used to do in the old days with the old popes and shit. They used to, like, let them die, and then they just, like, leave their clothes on, and they just paraded them around the town while they shriveled up and decayed. And then once they bent over, the show was over. Then you take the body, and then you prop it back up, and then that's how they stay the rest of their lives behind glass. I got to play this for you for 1 minute and 12 seconds because it's very important we figure out the Moomy Doomies. What's that? Hold on. All right. I'm being told I forgot something. Oh. Hey, Ben. Hey, man. Oh, thank you, bro. I forgot to mention if we don't hit our goal every night, we're shutting the doors. As you can tell, things are changing. But help support Truthology for ufology. It's the only thing that's going to keep us going every day. Thanks, Ben, for $4.20 on PayPal. Ben uses PayPal. You can use Cash App. Super Chat, Super Sticker. Become a member. All the links are in the show description. Thanks, Ben. And without you, and I see that we are without a lot of you. we won't survive much longer. It's true. Why do you think the other channel? Think, 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 think. Think, 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 think. And I'm still putting in 110% into Goof On. Why? All right, here we go. Let's check this out. The Moomy Doomies. Jaime and Jamin take a... this looks like Jeremy Corbell if he wasn't him. Look at this guy. You know who that reminds me of? It looks like Jeremy Corbell and... What's that kid's name with the doe eyes? He's really short. He was a barista. He called himself a journalist, and he's not. Well, he called himself an investigative journalist. That's who he looks like, this guy.
Well-known sites here in Peru.
I bet you there's got to be hundreds of bodies. Hundreds of archaeological important items. What? What did I just say? Hundreds of items that are archaeological? No. Archaeological stuff that's worth a lot? We're getting there. Ben threw down another $4.20 because he can. And thanks for the compliment. He says, don't change. You're fine. Everything's good the way it is. If you change, I'm leaving. No, he didn't say that. Did you? No. Thanks, Ben. Appreciate that, what you said. I do. Thanks again. I just, I don't know what to do. There's so many things there. See, I'm starting to get upset. I get so angry. I'll tell you why. Because there's another channel called Truth Poll, and they're showing the news talk about this shape-shifting UFO, which is a year old, but I don't like the way it's sort of prepped up like it's new. You know what I mean? This is not new. They just put this out and said, breaking! Shape-shifting UFO appears to take angelic forms and causes controversy online. A year ago, and it didn't cause any controversy online. Matter of fact, it should have. Makes me so mad. Rusty Gruner throwing down 5. Look at that's how it showed up right there. That's so weird. Yeah, it didn't show up the right way. I don't get it either. Hold on. This is so bizarre. I don't like this. I don't like what's happening here. Hey man, thank you very much, Rusty. I saw it. I heard it come in. I don't get to do this like apostate prostate threw down $2. I don't see that with yours. So sorry, it just came in words, and we heard it ring. The weird thing is we didn't hear apostate prostate's ring, but yet it showed up in color. So when it shows up in color on my end, it doesn't ring on the screen. Thank you very much, apostate prostate. I appreciate that. And Rusty Gruner for the $5 as well. Mucho gusto, generoso. I appreciate that. We're 1/5 of the way there. Appreciate it. What's this? What does it say? Jaime and Mentiroso Mausan. Jaime el Mentiroso Mausan. Got it. Capiche. Thanks, apostate prostate. I feel better already down there. I don't know. Oh, there it is. It showed up. Unbelievable. Yeah, that's true. Because think of it, 60 times 6 is 360 minus taxes, minus what YouTube takes, So half of that. That's it. Goof on. YouTube is, they take 40%. Yeah, it's a lot. Doesn't that suck? They just raised it. Fucking YouTube. Anyway, thank you very much. I appreciate the support. I'm going to show you this. This is old, a year ago, but maybe, I think this is 2 years maybe. And they're touting it as real. But it's a really cool sighting. I don't know what the F this is, but it's weird.
Imagine finally being able to get onto a commercial flight, looking out your window and seeing this. This happened. I'm sorry.
What is that?
There's a passenger on the plane, looks out the window, grabs the phone. This was filmed in June. The traveler sees that, an object apparently changing shapes in seconds. Oh. Is it a shape-shifting object? Is it Bezos? Is it Branson? What is it? Is it a UFO?
Mel, go for it. What do you see?
I have no. Okay, I'm looking at this for the first time. I wanted to be surprised. Whoa!
What's that?
No way!
Okay.
Oh, that's crazy.
So,
no, man.
I don't. That could be anything. Honestly, here's the thing. Like, I don't know what that could be. Someone said, I read this little bit online, and someone said that maybe that's just the reflection off the window of something.
Oh, I'm sorry. You guys couldn't hear me. I said, I go, it's a sky vagine. It's a flying sky vagine. Donald Trump's tie in white. You know what this is? I think I remember now. I think this was a launch. And this is from the debris, the tail of the launch, I think, right? I don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. But there, it starts out like a little hat, you know? Remember that TV show Fat Albert? Now they call him a little large Albert. That looks like that one cat's hat, you know, who you just saw his eyes, but he wore that cap. And he would go, meepo, 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 or something like that. He didn't speak. That looks like it. That looks like a coat. I don't know. It's pretty weird, though, going from that to that. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but did we see? I saw another super chat pop up. Who was that? I don't know. I thought another one popped up. No, a balloon knot. That's what this was when I did this earlier. That's Italian for butthole. If you want to call somebody an a-hole in Italian, go, you go like this, and then you go, boop. And then they go, hey, yeah. And then next thing you know, you're fighting with your hands, but nobody's touching anybody from 20 feet away. Hey, I got your mother. All right, next. Where are we? What time is it? Jesus. Time's flying slow today. All right. I promised a little Gary P. Nolan tonight. I think we should get caught up on what Gary's talking about because he's one of the biggest influencers we have in ufology. How does a guy get into ufology that doesn't know anything about ufology and talks about ufology like he knows what the hell's going on in ufology? Gary Nolan is not a ufologist. He's a doctor dude. He invented a machine that can scan the brain a certain way that got the attention of some people in the military. And they're like, wait, oh, brain scan? Oh, whoa. We've got people who've gotten near UFOs that their brains got enlarged. So all of a sudden, Dr. Greer introduces Gary P. Nolan to someone in the CIA. And the next thing you know, Bop-a-deep-a-deep. He's gotten a contract to sell them this equipment that they use to scan brains of people or individuals that got close to UAPs, not UFOs. UAPs, government UFOs. Capiche? All right. Don't you guys get it? Don't you get it? Don't you know what UAPs mean? They didn't change the term to UFO. UAP is government UFOs. People that report it that were in the government, working for the government. Even if you work for the post office, if you saw a UFO, they would write it up as a UAP. If we saw a UFO, then they would write it up as a UFO. Want to know why? Because there are no aliens, and the UAPs are ours. All of ours. UFOs are the aliens. Why do you think they're calling them UAPs? United America Planes. Come on, don't you know the acronyms? Hold on. Oh, I never seen this before. Auto add screen. Oh, I see. Got it. I've never seen that before. I had to check that. All right, let's listen to Gary, somebody who doesn't need to be in this field at all until somebody has an injury with their head. You know, all of a sudden, you know, where's my UFO? I work in the government. Oh, I better call Nolan. Yeah. That's what they should make a commercial for Gary P. Nolan, right? Do you work for the government? Have you ever seen an unidentified object? If you have and you work for the government, that's called a UAP. You need to get your head examined. Gary P. Nolan has been working with large heads for a while. As a matter of fact, Gary has got a large head. How did he get such a large head? Because he made believe he knew shit. Gary created a machine that can detect if your brain was affected, infected, or defected by a UFO, UAP, unidentified object. And now Gary talks about UFOs like he's us, like he's had experiences. He knows all the alien names now. He knows where they're coming from and how they communicate with us even. Guy hasn't even had an experience, never held a camera a day in his life, other than to film himself yakking it off in his own bathroom mirror. Gary P. Nolan, the man who shouldn't be in ufology, but is. Now that was a positive spin. Let's hear the genius.
I was somewhere where
I was somewhere.
Scientist of very, very
all right, stop.
For instance, I was somewhere where a person, scientist of very, very high status, I said to her, I need you. For what? She asked. And I told her. And she says, you're kidding me. And I said, of course not. You know me, but I need your help. And she said, okay, let's talk about it.
How much of the problem is that there's a dogmaticism in establishment science to even considering the...
Did anybody else get that?
UAP issue is real.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, I didn't get one thing he was talking about. And the volume is very low, isn't it? Everything's low tonight. I want to hear this again, because I literally heard him say nothing.
How much?
Yeah, how much of a problem is that for you?
How much of a problem is what? Oh, go.
For instance, I was somewhere where a person, scientist of very, very high status, I said to her, I need you. For what? She asked. And I told her. And she says, you're kidding me. And
he says, I need you. And she says, for what? And I told her, he says. Does anybody know what he's talking about? This is the dumbest clip I've ever heard in my life. Ever.
I said, of course not. You know me, but I need your help. And she said, okay, let's talk about it.
How much of the problem is that there's a dogmaticism in establishment science to even considering the possibility that this UAP issue is real?
How much?
Yeah, how much of a problem is that for you?
I don't see it as a problem. I mean, it
What?
was a problem.
What's the question?
How much of the problem is that there's a dogmaticism in establishment science?
How much of a problem there's a dogmatic ism in establishment science?
To even considering the possibility that this UAP issue is real?
How much?
Yeah, how much of a problem is that for you?
I don't see it as a problem. I mean, it was a problem previously, but I mean, frankly, I don't care
What?
these other people think about what it is that I'm doing with my time.
Yes, you do care. You do care. You bitch and complain and block people like a little bitch.
But I mean,
anybody that doesn't agree with Gary fuck Nolan, he will block you. He is a weak, weak man. And not even a man. He's a weak, weak man-child. Look at him. He still looks like he's 16. He's got a fucked up haircut that Jim Carrey wore in Dumb and Dumber. This guy shouldn't even be around. I'm sorry. And I'm not sorry. Nah, fuck it. I'm not sorry. I'm done. I can't stand this guy. And that's why we talk about him.
and it's an interesting word that you used, dogmatism. Where's dogma most usually used in religion? So the best comeback I've actually found that actually causes an almost visible step back from scientists who are challenging me on this is to say that, well, first of all, you should give your PhD back because you've just broken your oath because you're not asking the right questions. And second, you should go join the priesthood. For instance, I was somewhere.
You know, I know Rose Cuckold, they're all tight. You know, they're all friends. Of course he's going to go on there and talk and shit. But Gary P. Nolan said absolutely nothing in that clip. You know what that was? It was Rose Cuckold. It was an interview on UFOs and the academic community. I know you don't get much in a minute, but you literally got nothing. And I had to show that. I had to. For me. I'm not a big fan. I don't get Gary Nolan in this field. It just doesn't make sense to me. Really, it doesn't. He made a really cool invention for the government. But Gary Nolan has nothing to give us as far as even talking about the history. He knows nothing. Everything Gary Nolan talks about is from everything he's ever heard his friends talk about. That guy never investigated UFOs. He never read much as far in the way of the history of ufology and how it got started. This guy's a doctor. He's a brainiac. He doesn't give a shit about UFOs. Another guy in ufology that shouldn't be, like Elizondo. Makes no sense why he's even here. He's here. The only reason he's here is because his friends are here. That's the only reason Gary Nolan is in ufology. That's it. I got this sighting I got to show you. I don't know what the hell this thing is. This one comes from Arizona too. And then we'll get into Volcano UFOs, which you've seen me play last couple of days because there's UFOs flying around these places that they shouldn't be. Makes no sense. It's like going to the sun. It's the same kind of heat. All right, check this out. This is weird. I have to admit, I like this sighting and I hate it.
So I'm a truck driver. I'm driving back from Yuma, Arizona, and I look up in the sky and I see this thing. I have no idea what that thing is. I'll try to zoom in on it for you here. Kind of hard to tell with the sun what I'm looking at. Okay, hang on. There, that thing. What is that? It's just floating there.
That's weird. That is weird. You have to admit. We're getting a very, very bad thunderstorm right now. That is a weird sighting. And it doesn't look like it's moving. Look at that thing. It's barely up there. I mean, it's barely moving up there, I meant to say. Right? Look, take a look. He can't stay still long enough. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. That might be fake. Did you just see it wiggle the way it did? I've never seen an object do that. Look, watch this wiggle.
Fancy drone, a weather
Right.
balloon.
It's hard to detect if you don't know what to look for. I don't know. It might be real, it might be fake. I don't know. I don't know. It's not moving right. It's like it's not moving right. It's weird. That's weird ass thing. That is weird. I don't know. I can't tell. That is bizarre though. So I have so many stories about UFOs. I used to go to Yuma a couple times a month for personal business, and I would go to this. I would go past Yuma about 15 minutes or so to a Mexico California border, because you go into California and then there's a place called Algodones, which is Mexico, and you can go and take this little bridge right over the little river there, and next thing you know, there's the border. It's a very hidden place people don't know about. But I used to go there all the time and buy product there and then bring it back over the border. And yeah, we used to have a good time. It was for working out. And so I would go there a lot. And I would see UFOs almost every single time when I would get to Yuma. So about 15 to 20 minutes before I would get to Yuma, I would see a tiny light in the sky. And I used to come back from the trip and I would tell my friends about it. And I would see this light all the time. And one time a friend came with me because I told him about the light and I wanted to show him. He spoke Spanish and I wanted to make a new connection down there. So he came with me and we didn't see it going there. But on the way back, about an hour and a half after we were in Mexico, the light showed up. Well, it was already there. I go, there it is. I go, usually it's on this side, but it's on this side this time. Oh my God, I can't believe it. And he's like, where? I'm like, dude, it's right there. So I literally had to take his head and I'm like, dude, follow the finger. And he goes, oh, I see it. I see it. And then you can't unsee it. It's just a light in the sky. It's like 3 p.m. And he keeps staring at it and he goes, hey, man. He goes, it's moving. I go, I've never seen it move once. He goes, it's gone. I'm like, what? So I stop and I take a look and we're over on the shoulder now where everybody's doing 85. And I'm like, I don't know how. I've never seen it do that. And then there it was. It was right above us. It was just round. We couldn't tell what it looked like, but it was metallic and it was right above us. That was the first time that's ever happened. He got so scared. He goes, come on, let's go. I go, man, that is so cool. And we didn't have a camera or anything. So he was so scared. He was like, bro, let's go. He goes, let's just go. I go, what's the matter? His name was Jason. He goes, bro, it's fucking devil. It's the devil. He didn't say demon. He said, it's the devil. It's devil shit. And I go, well, it could be a balloon, man. I go, that could have been there the whole time. He goes, no, man, that thing ain't moving. I go, I know. So we got in the car and he didn't speak or anything. And I'm all animated. I go, I told you, man, it was amazing. Oh my God. Da, 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 da. And I turned on music and I'm still talking and he turns off the music and he goes, fucking man. He goes, you're dealing with some shit, bro. He goes, I don't know what to say, but that's devil shit, dude. He goes, that's the devil. And he was for sure certain it was the devil. Now, I worked with Jason Thursdays and Sundays. He didn't show up to work. It was Sunday. No, Jason. I called him, nothing. Monday, nothing. Tuesday, now I'm a little upset. I'm like, what's going on? So I go to his place where he lives, knock on the door. He doesn't answer. I'm getting ready to leave. He's pulling in. So we had a conversation, and he acted like he didn't ever want to see me again. It was the weirdest thing. And he tried acting cool about it, and he's like, yeah. And I go, what's the matter? He's like, nah, I just haven't been feeling well. And I'm like, all right, fuck this guy then. Whatever. It was a freaking experience. Get over it. But he treated me like it was me who did it to him. I'll never forget that. His name is Jason. God, I know his last name. Can't think of it right now. But he was so weird about that. That's two friends, two people I've worked with that didn't come back to work with me. One of the other guy was with the goalpost I talked about before, where he didn't know what he saw, and he said they were balloons and they popped, but he freaked out. It was weird. It's weird. Arizona's very, 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 very weird. There's something going on in Arizona. Always. I think Arizona is the hotbed of the world for UFOs. That's how I feel. Florida, though, on the other hand, from what I've been hearing from people that live here, I'm not doing a good job. Apparently, there's UFOs almost every night over the water. So I need to go out to Bayport Pier, and I may go Sunday because it's raining right now. But I'm going to have to take a night off, and not a night off here, but I need to get out there. Maybe that's what I'll do. Do a live show from Bayport Pier and wait for the UFOs to show up. Or go to the other place. Oh, they're not open at night. All right, now, Ohio had some really interesting UFOs. Let me show you this. Ohio's very popular. You know, when Ohio gets a sighting, it's usually a really good one. I've noticed that. It's weird. But I don't know about this one. Let's take a look.
Hold on, one more second.
No.
Hey. Relax. It's like 3 seconds. Just trying to figure out what this is.
They're probably like balloons people are sending up. Oh, it's my art teacher. She sends up balloons on her.
See, he's not even focused. So out of focus, dude.
She sends up light balloons.
Stop talking to her and focus. There you go.
Yeah.
That's Chinese balloons. Stop and focus.
The art teacher shooting up the light balloons real quick.
Yeah, those are Chinese flares.
Okay, the car's coming.
Chinese flares.
Hold on, one more second.
You can see them moving upward. Oh, they're even going towards them. That's so cool. Yeah, that's it. Just balloons. Chinese lamps. Ah, well, they're trying. They tried. Just more lamps. It's a good one, though. Ooh, it's a good one, though. Okay. So Brandon Fugal's making some news in ufology. Here I have a video. But Grant Levac on X took this video, this portion, from Stephen Greenstreet, who is Middle of Mayhem on X. He says, hi, I'm still very confused as to when Brandon Fugal claimed that Sean Kirkpatrick was one of the individuals leading the discussion at the 2018 briefing, as indicated in your reporting. In your 2022 on-camera interview, Fugal never once said Kirkpatrick's name at all. Hold on, I'm bringing it up. or only your unnamed source did in support of Fugal's comments, clip comparisons posted below for viewer reference, could you kindly therefore provide documentary and or video evidence to support your reporting that Fugal, separate to your unnamed source, claimed that Kirkpatrick led the discussion? This is so stupid. Do you remember when they found Kirkpatrick in that meeting about UAPs and Fugal said, he was there. He never once brought it up ever because he forgot or didn't know that was Kirkpatrick until the unnamed source brought it up. Oh, God, Fugal, you're such a freaking douchebag. God, is he fake. Oh, he's so fake. Oh, man.
Here's the interesting thing. As we commenced the presentation, I was interrupted by the gentleman at the head of the table, and he said, wait, before we proceed any further, I want to establish an understanding. All the gentlemen here, Mr. Fugal, that you're presenting to, are all very well aware of the reality of UFO phenomena. So please dispense with any part of your presentation that would seek to convince us of the reality, because we already know.
Who said that?
One of the individuals
Okay.
leading the discussion.
A source familiar with this briefing told me that this was Sean Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick is the director of the Pentagon's current UFO office called the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, or ARROW. Claim number 3. Fugal claimed Kirkpatrick was, quote, one of the individuals leading the discussion at the briefing. Fugal also claims Kirkpatrick told everyone in the room about his belief in, quote, the reality of UFO phenomena. Fact check. Kirkpatrick responded to this claim saying, that is a blatant lie and mischaracterization from Fugal. I neither led the meeting nor ever said. The meeting was called and led by Kirk McConnell. I was invited by McConnell to listen and give my opinion. I didn't lead the conversation. I didn't say much, but ask a couple pointed questions at the pseudoscientific presentation. I gave my unfavorable impression and assessment of the briefing to the staffers and moved on, never giving it another thought until now. The photo Fugal provided does indeed show Fugal and his team presenting on one side, and the listening audience is on the other side. McConnell is sitting at the head of the table in the center. I reached out to Hal Puthoff, who was at the briefing and is a close associate of Brandon Fugal. Puthoff agrees with Kirkpatrick's version of things. I asked Puthoff, what was Sean Kirkpatrick's role at this briefing? Puthoff responded, I assume, as for others in attendance, it was simply for info gathering. I then asked Puthoff, was Kirkpatrick leading the discussion at all? Or was he just listening, taking notes, etc.? Puthoff responded, the latter. So Puthoff agrees with Kirkpatrick. He was just there as an observer, listening and taking notes, not leading the discussion and proclaiming the reality of UFOs as Fugal claims. I then reached out again to Fugal, asking him to confirm, clarify, or modify his original claims regarding Kirkpatrick at this briefing. Fugal did not respond.
See, this to me is extreme Fugal. Sieg Fugal, the Führer of Skinwalker Ranch. He has no denial. It was him. He can't even take back what he said. And he lied. He just made it up. He said he was running it. Such a liar.
Over 12 days, I sent him multiple emails asking for a response. I even sent him a text message. If he had any evidence to support his claims, I've now given him ample opportunity to provide it. But at the time of this video report's publication, Fugal still has not responded.
All right, it's been a month, but they're back in action. Time for a mile-wide sighting from third phase of moon. Boys, kick it.
Welcome back to Third Phase of Moon. Blake Cousins along with Dr. J. Apollo.
Is that volume like on extra high? I can lower it if it's too loud. That seems really loud. He's actually modulating in my... I had to turn it way down.
Stereo and my brother
God.
Brent, we're looking at the phenomenon.
I'll try
right
to
now,
fix it.
A triangular shaped craft just hovering in the sky. What the heck are we looking at?
There we go. Jeez. That's weird. Okay, this is a weird one. Is it fake?
If the camera wasn't around to shoot this, nobody would believe it. But we're looking at something that seems to defy logic. What are we looking at? That's the big question tonight. We've got a lot of UFO videos, but we wanted to start off with this crazy one right now. Give us a big thumbs up if you're joining us in this live premiere.
Yeah, big time. We just got started. Again, Blake, we've been a little busy, a lot of things on the table, but we're happy to be back right here at Third Phase Moon, sharing the best UFO videos. We're going to be a lot more consistent, and what a great way to start off with this incredible sighting that was just submitted. It's kind of making the rounds. We're looking at this triangular shaped dark mass in the sky. You can see these really sharp edges. What I like about it is that you can see the clouds just kind of drift in front of it. If this is done on maybe some sort of CGI, this is a complicated. Somebody's doing good work, or if this is a real deal, we're looking at something special. Could this be the real TR-3B?
Absolutely. I mean, that's just what came to my mind seeing this. You know, I thought maybe it was a TR-3B hovering at first, but you know, it comes around the side. I almost wonder if this is more pyramidal, like it could be like a Vimana type structure, because I think I saw the camera pan a little at one point and it almost looked pyramidal. So definitely very interesting.
At first glance, I also thought it was a TR-3B, a typical triangle, but no, just like Apollo said, it looks to me more like a flying pyramid, a black flying pyramid, almost similar to what people are talking about is hidden in Alaska, only this is in flight. And one of the reasons I think this is real is if someone wanted to fake this, wouldn't they want to make it without clouds where you could see it better? The fact that it's going, you know, behind some clouds, in front of some others, it looks very, very legitimate.
Yeah, what's the nature of the shadow is the big question. Is it a solid object, or it could be some kind of optical illusion? I'm looking at this thing. It looks to be at least maybe 100 feet in length and width here, and we got this trifecta black shadow up there in the sky. It's just mind-boggling.
Yeah, Blake, you see the buildings in the background and the open shot, and it kind of gets comparison. It seems almost like the same distance. So this thing's massive, like you say. If this thing's real, if this is what we're looking at something that it has everybody questioning, scratching their heads. Is this a real deal, John?
You know, I think it's definitely the real deal as far as whatever was in the sky and whatever was photographed is there. It's not something that's created in CGI, in my opinion, at all. And let's just say this for everybody. There really is no incentive to create fake hoaxes these days as there were, say, in the 80s and 90s where you could sell them to a network. So I don't think someone created this with that much accuracy with regards to the clouds, the size, and other things. I think this is legitimate.
Absolutely, and we're looking at more legitimate footage, and I agree 100% what you just said, Dr. J. Look, SpaceX, Elon Musk, they're capturing the phenomenon, and what just happened with the Starship? Something just struck vertical up in space right next to the Starship as it entered the space and left Earth's atmosphere. Look at this. Totally under control. This isn't some space debris, in my opinion. Vertical, straight, no deviation. This thing is intelligent, in my opinion. Whatever's piloting this thing, there's intelligence behind it. Yeah, Blake, this one's pretty exciting. We're seeing it. We see the whole aspect of what's happening. We're seeing maybe possibly ice particles drifting the way they should during a SpaceX launch. We recognize this all the time, but this is, like you say, Blake, it's just going straight up. There's no wobble. It's just kind of drifting, and it has aspects of seeing things that we've seen straight here on Earth during commercial airliners. Could this be the same object? What we're seeing again is something that has a scratch in their head right here at third phase of moon.
Yeah, it definitely looks like to me like some sort of seemingly anti-gravity technology, like a flying disc for sure. And it's really interesting because, you know, it just comes straight up out into the upper atmosphere. And you know, I know there's other sightings of this happening all over the world. I mean, airliners, people have been spotting this from airliners around the world. And look at this. It's the exact same shape and size as this object that was caught. I think there's a connection between this. What do you think, Dr. J?
You know, I first to think this was actually a disc going up, just like Bob Lazar says, when they travel primarily outside of Earth's atmosphere, they point all three gravity generators and fly from the bottom facing forward. However, the more I look at this compared to the one that the model caught outside the airplane that's streaking from right to left, it looks a little different from the left side to the right side. I'm tending to think this is more of a cylinder as opposed to a disc now.
Good point, Dr. J. When we're looking at this, we're seeing this object. Again, it could be disc-like, it could be cylindrical. We don't know because we're living in a 3D plane and we're looking at a 2D shot. Again, we got these comparisons with the same thing that's being captured from SpaceX and the ground on Earth. Now we got more photos that just came in. We're looking at it. Again, could this be the same craft?
You know, to me, this looks a lot like the Manta.
I don't know. Let's take a look. I don't know. Believe it or not, I captured a duck on video that looked just like this. Yep.
And fly from the bottom facing forward. However, the more I look at this compared to the one that the model...
Look at that thing. That is so cool. That's captured.
Fly from the bottom facing forward.
Over here, watch.
However,
Here it comes.
The more I look at this compared to the one that the model caught outside the airplane that's streaking from right to left.
Verrazano Bridge.
Different from the left side to the right side. I'm tending to think this is more of a cylinder as opposed to a disc now.
Good point, Dr. J. When we're looking at this, we're seeing this object. Again, it could be disc-like, it could be cylindrical. We don't know because we're living in a 3D plane and we're looking at a 2D shot.
That's a pretty cool sighting. I don't know about that one by the plane.
Going to be questioning this. They're going to be sharing it over the news. It should be shared in Congress because what we're seeing is, again, something that's not moving left to right or undulating. We're seeing this disc-like shape just kind of propel itself. Again, that leaves everybody wondering. We see all the space dust or crystals coming off the craft. This doesn't look anything like space junk to me.
Yeah, one interesting thing that I wanted to point out that I noticed on this is you see a glint on the left side, and I almost wondered, does that mean that it's an object that's stationary and it has this color over it? So, but it almost seems like the glint on it, like, could that be from some light as it's circling upwards? So I think that's really interesting. But, you know, it definitely looks like a cylindrical shaped craft, as Dr. J said.
The reason I tend to say this is not a disc but more a cylinder, look at the left side compared to the right side. It looks a little fatter and almost like there's a window or porthole or whatever it is in the craft or drone that we're looking at. That's why this, to me, is, if you look closely and look while it's zoomed up, it looks like a cylinder for sure.
Are we looking at some kind of Space Force activity, keeping an eye on things, commercial airliners?
Could be a lot of things going on, man. Pretty crazy. I'll put the link to that video in the show description. Now, let's look at some of the claims about UFOs going into volcanoes and using the volcanoes, tubes and entrance to wherever the lava's coming out. Apparently, there's a portal. I don't know. Check this out. This is from Pope Catelli or something like that. Oh wait, get rid of that. There we go.
Be a major blast in the sky, something unexplained, undeniable. What we're looking at right now, what could it be? I'm trying to wrap my brain around it, and Jaime's done some enhancements to really get a close look at whatever this thing is, and it seems like there's some kind of disturbance. It's very bizarre. We've been seeing these kind of videos over the past month in regards to explosions that seem to be in the stratosphere, or is it closer to the volcano itself? Brent, what's your thoughts here?
Yeah, Blake, I've never seen anything quite like this. This is extraordinary footage coming in from Jaime. Love the collaboration. Again, I'm looking at this, and this thing just pops up out of nowhere and displaces this kind of, I would almost call it like a portal. Like, this is what we're talking about when we're talking about vehicles, spaceships that could harness the energy from volcanoes. And then it shows something like this. This makes me believe that something's really going down. This is great, solid proof that we're looking at some sort of phenomenon that has never been captured before, Blake.
Yeah, I got a feeling that this is something that, you're right, Brian, has never been seen. I've never seen anything quite like this. And to capture it on the video itself, because of Jaime Maussan's incredible work that he does at Telemasoro and allowing Third Phase of Moon viewers to look at what's coming in from Mexico and sharing it with you. Look at this thing. Again, why are these objects, or whatever they are, in such close proximity to the volcano? To me, there is a connection. There has to be.
Yeah, you look at this halo effect that produces from this bright light that just kind of comes out of nowhere. What's really happening here is a big question. I do see some sort of other anomalous objects right below that. It seems to disrupt what's next to the volcano. That's what makes me believe what we're seeing is actually very close to the volcano. I would say pretty much right on top of it. If UFOs could harness energy and sustain the heat that lava produces, we're talking about alien technology we're not even familiar with.
An incredible capture by the webcams de Mexico over the volcano. And I noticed, like you say, Brett, these anomalous black objects seem to appear and then disappear, wrap around and fluctuate as this explosion that leaves this ring residue. It's very interesting. And again, I've never seen anything quite like this. Give us a big thumbs up if you're enjoying this episode. Now, let's get to this. Some incredible footage that has just come in, again, from Jaime. Guys, I want you guys to take a look at this. This is really amazing footage that we're about to look at on a security cam of what looks to be...
All right, this isn't a volcano, but now I'm interested. I want to see what this is.
Some kind of incredible plasmic display of something that still can't be explained. We're looking at this and I have no idea what we're looking at. I'm honestly baffled exactly what this could be. It seems to me that this could be evidence of possible teleportation, I dare say. But again, I've not seen this kind of phenomenon.
I don't know what the hell that is.
Before. It's very bizarre. It almost seems interdimensional.
If it came from Jaime, it didn't get vetted, it didn't get researched. It just looks cool.
Could it be some kind of atmospheric phenomenon that we're not aware of? I don't think so. This is insane stuff. Guys, are you seeing this? Again, I'm appreciating everybody right now in the live premiere joining us, and we're happy to be chatting with you right here. Blake and Brent are chatting.
All right. I want to thank the AJB sent $10, helping the cause through PayPal. I just checked. I didn't know that came in 7 minutes ago. Thank you very much. The AJB throwing it down. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Help the cause. Very, very, very generous and a continuing supporter of Goof on like nobody's business. Thank you on the PayPal. Ms. DJ sent me a sighting, and I just looked at it. It's a dot. Hard to tell it, but it's a pure dot. Too far away to see any shape. It's very far. I am not sure of how fast it was going or anything, but because it was pictures. But I'm really interested. Oh, wait, she says it hovered there for an hour, then took off, and if you zoom in, it's got a hexagon shape to it. Yeah, no, I was going to say I have to look at it further to see because of what you said. And you know what's interesting about that, Ms. DJ? That's what we used to see in the 90s. These elongated, almost not hexagon shape, but they look like a jug without the handle, or they were like a big diamond shape, but more rounded at the top. It was weird. And it would just stay in the sky. There was a one time where the whole neighborhood came out. Me and my girlfriend and her father and mother came out, and then the neighbors came out. And then I was going to go drive to get closer to it, and I couldn't find it anymore because as soon as you lose your perspective and then you go down some stairs and then walk to your car and look up, it's kind of hard to find it again. I couldn't find it. Everybody said, it's right there. And I couldn't see it, so I couldn't go look for it. But it stayed there, and even when the sun went down, we watched it sitting in the sky while the sun went down. And when the sun went down, it was still there. You could see something until the sun was way down. Could have been a balloon, but it didn't move an inch. Didn't move at all. Very strange world we're living in. I say I am confident that we're in a zoo. We are. We're in a zoo. Hey, according to Richard Doty, there's like 57 different species here. Right? Didn't he say that? I have that article. We're going to get back to the volcano stuff maybe. But I do have wanted to show you an Into Thin Air video. Because he says, are the Florida storms manipulated? Can I tell you something? I'm living in Florida. And I was bragging to people how it was predicted where I live, down to the southern part, central Florida, we were expected to get 5 to 20 inches of rain. Well, we didn't get a lot of rain here, north of Tampa or Tampa. Everything changed. They were telling us the rain is going to be bad. And we barely got a half inch of rain where I live. However, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, you could swim in the streets. They have so much rain. They got that torrential rain. So when I hear, was this manipulated? I say, you know what? Maybe it was, and I'm going to show you why. If I could find my thing, here it is. The day before, Monday, before Tuesday was when we were supposed to get the storms moving in. They laid down chemtrails like it was, like they were trying to put out a fire. I've got them. I sent them to people too. I'll show you a couple. It's crazy what they do to us. Look at this. Now, I've been to Florida going on my 4th summer, 3.5 years. I've never seen chemtrails look like this. This storm that we're getting, this whole thing, it's bad. You know, look, it's 102. It's hot. You know, it's pretty bad. Showing the storms and shit. I don't know where this is going. Yeah, look at the trails. See? They mix it in. And it breaks it up or it does something to them. I don't know. trails in the sky. It's like, but you know, I had to make note of it. So let's see what Into Thin Air has to say, what he's found, if he found anything at all about what's going on in Florida. All right, where are you? There it is. All right. I accidentally shut it off. Here it is. In 3, 2, go.
Focus on what's going on in the southeast, specifically the panhandle of Florida, Next-Rad radar tower, and also the one in the Carolinas. We've seen this type of beam before, and we've seen it tend to block weather. And I believe that is what's going on with this big weather system that is now drenching severe droughted areas of southern Florida. And it's not just that, my friends. These radar have been going nuts leading up to and after this has already began. And I want you to think to yourself, what are the chances that a storm of this size finally hits that area as soon as those Russian warships were making their way down into Cuba and now in the Bahamas? It is my opinion that this stuff is very much connected, and we could be seeing some weather manipulation because of it. Take a listen to this. Welcome back, June 12th, 2024. If you haven't thought about this already, I think it's kind of weird, even though I know it's hurricane season, but still, I find it extremely odd that out of nowhere, many parts of Florida, as you could see here, that were in a severe drought, basically begging for water, are now getting 10 plus, in some places 15, 20 inches of rain right now, including tons of counties. Miami-Dade and Broward counties are under flash flood emergencies right now as we speak. Above that is Sarasota. Just a crazy weather event going on in southern Florida, basically from...
Here's where I'm at. I'm right here, right where the cutoff is. We were supposed to get so much of this, and we just got bits and pieces. I'm so mad. It was supposed to be all up in here too. They were talking about Georgia. They were saying Georgia and Arkansas, all these cities up here were going to get inundated, but nothing went the way of the predictions. The predictions were half right. You and I can make those predictions. And I talk to people about my weather here, and they tell me about their weather there. It seems the weathermen, the meteorologists just can't get it right. They can't. They get so much wrong. They go by these models. Oh, we got the European model, and then we got the Zimbabwe model, and now we got the American model. I'm like, just show one freaking thing and move on. You're wrong anyway.
Down is completely saturated, but the start of this storm really took place as soon as we started hearing about those Russian warships beginning their drills. I know they've been there for some time, but they began those drills recently after making their way through international waters to Cuba, specifically Havana. And a lot of those drills are now taking place in the Bahamas and all this area that's completely covered now by any sort of satellite that you and I could look at. I mean, look at it. Anybody in the public, at least, that might want to look at these satellites would not see a thing. And this has been a wild situation going on with these Russian forces down in the Cuba area, specifically in Havana, and they're also drilling in the Bahamas, as I said. So again, for those of you that follow me and are very into the weather modification part of what I do, then think about this for a second. Do you think that this storm possibly could have been more enhanced in order to specifically block satellite viewing of this area? I mean, we have tons of websites we can use to where we could actually...
I'll tell you, I don't think so. It has been brutally hot. This is the hottest it's been since I've been in Florida. 100 degrees, 102, 110. And that's how it feels. But, the thermometer got to 98, 97, 96 every day. The ground was dry. It was primed. The system from the north met the moisture in the south, and it's creating this massive moisture. It's like a monsoon event. It's not unusual. This is extremely common for Florida. And besides, we were overdue. And I believe this storm is kicking off what's going to be a very active summer for hurricanes in Florida and the Atlantic and all that stuff. It's bad. It's hot. I was bragging how the heat didn't affect me the first 3 years I was here in summer because it didn't get hotter than 94 degrees. That was the hottest. I'm like, this is nothing. Well, those 5 degrees make a big difference. And the humidity. Humidity's brutal when it's 97. Oh.
Get close enough to actually see if they're blowing things up down there or explosions in the water. We saw it off the coast of Florida when they did those experimental explosions I did those videos on earlier today, where it's very odd on its own that those ships traveled right through that area to get to where they are, both in Cuba and now in the Bahamas. So just a thought that I'm throwing out there, it's kind of odd that all of a sudden now all this water and moisture and flooding is going on in these areas of Florida that needed it really bad, but it's happening at the same exact time all of these military operations are going on in Cuba, the Bahamas, and very close to where we live here in the United States. At this point, anything's possible. We could be creating this ourselves to give them a hard time in their drilling operations, but it's hard to deny what's going on these satellite feeds. Could be creating this ourselves to give them a hard time in their drilling operations, but it's hard to deny what's going on these satellite feeds and the next-red radar. They were clearly going nuts and showing those blocking type beams we've seen in the past, forcing that storm further south and keeping it there. That's another thing interesting about this is that it is also affecting Cuba. So this whole area is being blocked up by clouds and storms. All right.
Coincidences. That is a big coincidence. Actually, is it a big coincidence? Well, I think all coincidences are big coincidences. That's what a coincidence is. There's no levels of coinkydinks, are there? What else we got here? Oh yeah. I want to show you this. Does anybody here remember the Hutchinson effect? Hutchinson effect. I thought it was Hutchison. Hutchison. It's Hutchinson? I thought it was Hutchison. Unless this person made a mistake, which I believe. It's Hutchinson. I'm wrong. Remember this guy? Holy crap. Is that Dave Mustaine?
Very tiny one here. Actually, this has more power.
Remember how he doesn't know how to do this anymore? The other people came over to his lab and he was going to demonstrate and it wouldn't work, or he couldn't get it to work. And then they were saying that he purposely didn't get it to work because he knew if it worked, the government would take everything from him and kill him. So I don't know, man. All I know is that supposedly he figured out a way to do anti-gravity. But I'm not so sure. Check this out. Your heart is not a pump. It's nothing to do with ufology, but we do talk about the strangeness in life. And what if you found out your heart isn't a pump? Well, what is it?
I told you, your heart is not a pump.
I just told
Despite what we've been taught our entire lives, our heart pumps our blood, right? Wait until you hear this. As we get further along into this, you'll realize why they're hiding this from us. But this is Rudolf Steiner, the inventor of Waldorf schools. He popularized biodynamic farming, known to be extremely smart. He says for human beings to make true progress, they need to understand that the heart is not a pump. And you'll see why this is so shocking. Rudolf Steiner believed that the heart is a 7-sided regular form. By regular form, that means a 3-dimensional form, and the regular part means the surface areas are all identical. So a man named Frank Chester makes a 7-sided object, trying to disprove, possibly, the thought of Rudolf Steiner. Now, this 7-sided form, when placed in a box, it's called a chestahedron, this new shape. It sits at an angle of 36 degrees off center. This is the same angle which the heart sits within the chest. Chestahedron. If you take a chestahedron and spin it in water, you get a double-sided helix spiral vortex. The heart, when it's unfolded, is a singular muscle in a spiral form. And it's not a pump, it is a spiral vortex energy generator.
What?
It turns the water in your blood to 4th phase water, which is not liquid, gas, or solid. It's the 4th phase of water, look into that, which is a highly charged energy source. This energy generator, known as your heart, can run indefinitely if it is getting its electrical charge from the electromagnetic fields of the earth. So some believe that your heart is actually a vortex generator.
Oh my God. Wait a minute. Can you imagine? Okay, so the heart's not a pump. But what it does, it pumps blood, right? It pumps blood. So people think it's a pump, but it's not. It's a toroidal vortex. I got to show you this again. I mean, no, really. No, seriously. Think about this for a second. I want to look at this one more time. Look at that. The mitral valve, the inner longitudinal fibers, the chordae tendineae, the papillary muscle. Watch again. Oh.
What if I told you your heart is not a pump? Despite what we've been taught our entire lives, our heart pumps our blood, right?
Does this guy look stoned, or am I just stoned?
Wait until you hear this. As we get further along into this, you'll realize why they're hiding this from us. But this is Rudolf Steiner, the inventor of Waldorf schools. He popularized biodynamic farming, known to be extremely smart. He says for human beings to make true progress, they need to understand that the heart is not a pump. And you'll see why this is so shocking. Rudolf Steiner believed that the heart is a 7-sided regular form. By regular form, that means a 3-dimensional form, and the regular part means the surface areas are all identical. So a man named Frank Chester makes a 7-sided object, trying to disprove, possibly, the thought of Rudolf Steiner. Now, this 7-sided form, when placed in a box, it's called a chestahedron, this new shape. It sits at an angle of 36 degrees off center. This is the same angle which the heart sits within the chest. Chestahedron. If you take a chestahedron and spin it in water, you get a double-sided helix spiral vortex.
Wow.
The heart, when it's unfolded, is a singular muscle in a spiral form. And it's not a pump, it is a spiral
I'm being blown away right now.
Vortex energy generator. It turns the water in your blood to 4th phase water, which is not liquid, gas, or solid. It's the 4th phase of water, look into that, which is a highly charged energy source. This energy generator, known as your heart, can run indefinitely if it is getting its electrical charge from the electromagnetic fields of the earth. So some believe that your heart is actually a vortex.
I don't know about that. That is so cool. That is just really cool if that's true. It must be true. Wow. So there's a question that's being thrown around about the Germans and their UFOs. Remember how everybody was seeing UFOs during World War II? They were seeing the Foo Fighters. And then there was some word coming out that the Germans had some alien technology, and some of it may have been hidden in Antarctica. And there was Richard Byrd went down there, right? Didn't he go down there a while? He went down there, Richard Byrd, and saw and supposedly had a battle with UFOs. And he said there was Nazi symbol, right? Didn't he say there was a Nazi symbol on the side of him? Well, the question is, Why didn't the Germans win World War II if they had this technology? Number 2 is, why haven't any scientists figured out anti-gravity since, or replicated this supposed 1940s technology? And where are the scientists? You know where they are. NASA. Well, where they went. Where do you sit on the claims that Germany developed anti-gravity technology in World War II? Do you believe it? I don't. They may have figured that out, right? But maybe they couldn't control the UFO or whatever it was. Pretty wild stuff that's being thrown out there. That's what I love about this. There's always something interesting to talk about. Really? What's this? What's this? I want to show you this. I meant to show you this yesterday. I did not show it. Well, this is the video I almost showed in the beginning of the show. It was filmed in Mexico, and it depicts what appears to be some sort of creature attacking someone in a road. The creature doesn't resemble any known species of monkey native to Mexico. Or maybe even a skinwalker, as they say. Could it be Bigfoot? This is really bizarre. To me, this in Mexico, it looks like a monkey, a gorilla, but watch.
Mira. No mames, ve. ¿Ve eso? Mames, eso está bien cabrón.
No manches, pa. No. Mira. Ay, Dios mío.
It acts like a monkey, right?
Mira. Oh, no.
But it's not. Look how big the hands are.
No manches, ve.
I don't know.
Ay, Dios mío de mi vida. No te pases de lanza, ve.
Is it a guy in a costume? Is this all fake? Why is the guy just laying there?
La bestia. ¿Qué es esa madre? Mira.
He's talking to it.
¿Cómo le está haciendo Naomi? Hay que pasarle por encima. Le pasaría por encima, pero está.
My thing is, why don't they drive up to it and try and scare it away? They're just sitting there talking in Spanish. Well, whatever it is they speak. Mexican. That's so racist. It's such a weird world we live in, kids. Such a weird world. Did you know the Apaches had very mysterious encounters with aliens? They may have been the first indigenous to have contact with the aliens. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. Tomorrow's show, Friday. Clifford Stone, one of the worst people. I can't. Tomorrow we're going to talk about him too. Okay, it's Kelly Lewis's turn. Kelly's favorite time of the night. Do you know what it is? Here we go.
Left the Department of Defense, ironically enough, to finish the very mission they gave me in the first place. I didn't ask for it. I'm not a UFO guy, not a ufologist. I never have been, I never will be. I'm a counterterrorism and counterespionage guy. I just do counterintelligence, counterinsurgencies. That's what I do. And it just so happens that in 2008, I was asked to apply those same skill sets into the
UFO community. There you go. It was time. And that wraps it up for tonight. I want to thank everybody for hanging out here at Goof On. Hope you enjoyed yourself this evening. Not much in the way of talking about UFOs going in and out of the volcanoes, but we all know. We see it. They're using the volcanoes to throw us off. Then they go to the sun, and then they go to another planet that has a volcano in it. I don't know how it works. It doesn't make any sense that they would go to a volcano and go in it and then come out another tube. I don't get it. Why are UFOs doing it? Nobody knows. So we can have the discussion for 20 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour, 2 minutes. It's all the same. The answer is we don't know. We don't know. It makes no sense. But we see them at the sun. What are those big Earth-size objects doing near the sun? The whole entire solar system, really, all of it, all the planets, everything, it's all an illusion. It is. It's gotta be. What bothers me is you see a lot of planets that just become nothing. They don't have any life that we could tell. Rocks or just ice, or they just sit there, nothing. Why didn't that planet make it? Because it wasn't in the Goldilocks zone where the primordial soup of the universe can be molded and cooked up, heated to a certain degree so they can multiply. Why do they go in and out of the volcanoes? You know what the logical answer is? They're not. But we're talking about UFOs, so you're not going to get much logic or anything that makes sense because we just don't know. So take that to sleep. We'll come back tomorrow and we'll do it again. And I hope you guys are ready for some interesting stuff on Rich Saves America. I hope you guys go over there and check out the new video. There's more coming up for both channels. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. If you aren't a subscriber, 70% of you aren't, please subscribe and share the shit out of the show. Truthology for ufology is what we do, and we do it the best. Nobody does it better. Nobody. I know that now, and I'm going to say it, and I'm going to brag about it. We do what should be done. Wait, we do what should be done. Nobody else is doing. No, people are doing it. It's just we're not on that side of ufology, so nobody notices. What do we do? Oh, it's truthology for ufology we do. For you. All right, take it easy, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific, and midnight for the UK people. Giddy up and alien blessed.
Look at this thing. It's rotating. What was in the skies over Jerusalem? And why did it download treasured sites in Christianity?